Hello friends, so in this video let us address the question, why does a ship float while an iron nail sinks into the water? This question seems to be very confusing for many students, so let us address it in a great depth. In NCERT book it is given that to understand whether or to know whether a object sinks or floats onto the water surface, we should first we should consider their densities. That is, if the density of the object is greater than the water, it will sink, and if it is less than the water, it will float. But this is not completely true. There is one more factor which we need to look upon to address such type of problems. So to start with, let us understand what is Archimedes principle and what was proposed by him. Archimedes principle states that buoyant force experienced by an object is equal to the weight of the liquid or fluid displaced by the object. We need special emphasis on this statement, the weight of the fluid displaced by the object, to understand further things. Now, uh, let us consider an object which is floating in a vessel containing some water. It has a mass m, the object has mass m and volume v. So before immersing into this liquid, this the liquid level will be somewhere here, right? Here somewhere. And when we will immerse this object into the vessel, the level, some amount of water will be displaced by the object, and this volume will be equal to the volume of the object, right? So when the volume will be immersed in the vessel, this water level will rise, and this complete volume which was initially here will go and occupy this space. So this is the volume of the fluid displaced by this object. Now the buoyant force experienced by this object will be Fb, B represents buoyant force, equal to weight of the water displaced by the object. Now what is this mass m, mw for time being? We know that density of water, in this case we have the density constant throughout because our water is uniform, is mass of the water upon volume. Now since we are considering only the mass which is displaced by the object, so this volume will also be the volume displaced by the object. So this will be Vw. So we can replace this Mw by rho Vg. So we can see here that the buoyant force is not only dependent on density, but it is also dependent on the volume of the fluid or water, in this case displaced by the object. Now let us try to understand the nail and the ship problem. When we generally put the iron nail inside water, or uh, just immerse it inside water, what we generally observe is that it accelerates down with some net acceleration, right? It moves down. So what do we mean when we say that the object is accelerating with some net acceleration, now the Newton's law tells us that if there is some net acceleration, there must be some net force experienced by the object. And what is the net force experienced by this nail? We see that it is experiencing its own weight, and which is given by its mass into acceleration by gravity. And because it is inside the water, it is also experiencing a buoyant force which is upward, and whose magnitude is given by rho Vg. Rho is the density of water, V the volume of the water displaced by the iron nail, and acceleration due to gravity. So the expression for net force can be given by mg minus fb is equal to mg minus rho Vg. The volume of the liquid displaced must be indeed equal to the volume of the nail, right? Because the nail is completely immersed into the water. So this can be given by mg. Now the mass of the nail can also be given as rho nail into m v nail, and v nail is equal to v, therefore v into g minus rho Vg is equal to rho n minus rho to v into g. So if here we observe that if the density of the nail is greater than the density of water, this entire quantity will be positive and the net force will be positive, and the acceleration which we have considered downward to be positive will be positive. Now let us consider why does the ship, which can be considered to be made of the same material having same density, floats on the water and this is sinking. Why is this happening? Now notice that there is some difference in their volumes. The ship has a greater volume than the nail, so very large volume than the nail. So imagine that we are sinking this, trying to immerse this ship on the water surface. We are trying, imagine that we are just putting the ship slowly on the water surface. So what will happen, as soon as we try to immerse the ship on the water surface, the ship will displace some amount of water, right? It will displace some amount of water, it will start displacing some amount of water. Consider this amount of water. Now because the ship is so large, it is displacing large volume of water. And because a large volume of water is displaced, a greater buoyant force is experienced by the ship. Now in this case also, a net force can be given by mg minus fp, but in practical cases we observe that the ship does not move in vertical direction, that is the net force in the vertical direction is zero, acceleration is zero, and it is at rest if we consider motion along the vertical direction. This means that this f net is zero, and which implies that mg, which is the weight of this ship, is equal to buoyant force. So because the ship is large, because it can displace a large amount of water, it can generate a greater buoyant force which is just sufficient to counterbalance its weight, and which is not possible here because the nail is having a very small volume. It is not able to displace considerable amount of volume to counterbalance its weight, and therefore there is a net acceleration experienced by the nail, and this is the reason why the ship floats on the water surface and the nail sinks into the water. Thank you. Have a nice day, and what I would like to say in the end is keep on learning, keep on growing. Thank you.